Oh. Was it something I said? Ludwig, the Loofah? Somewhere I put you? Oh. What's up, friends? Welcome to episode 50 of Dub Life. I'm in the arcade. I've got the new iPhone 11 Pro Max on its little tripod using the ultra wide lens so you can see this whole half of the room. I know that probably means this window is giving you a little light glare, but sorry for that. But you can see where we're at. And I showed you this last time, not a lot of changes. I want to show you around in here and in the toy room here in a minute, but let's talk about it. It's episode 50. Is it gonna be any bigger, any different than anything else? No. Y'all know what I do for this. I show you what we're gonna do in a given time, and I don't change it because I'm filming. It's whatever we're gonna do is whatever we're gonna do. So I don't know why 50 or 25 or 10 are considered big in things. I don't know if it's tied to currency, American currency, because we have dimes and quarters and nickel. I don't know. I don't know if it's because of fractions and decimals. I don't know. But, you know, when we have a 0 after a number, or when we have groups of 5 or groups of 10 or groups of 25, we consider that big. I think that's kind of arbitrary, but it is 50. The bigger kind of celebration will be when we get to a year, which is not far away, just a few weeks away. It probably will be beyond 52 because there are some weeks where I recorded multiple in a week's period of time, but then there's also some weeks I skipped. Where I didn't do anything, so I didn't record anything. So I don't know how it's going to work. But this is episode 50, and what we're going to do in episode 50, I'm going to try to show you more figure stuff. I haven't done a lot of that recently. It honestly hasn't been piquing my interest as much. I've been having fun with the arcade. I've been having fun with the different conventions you've seen me go to, but festivals and concerts and other things that we're doing, and that's been fun. But I do want to show you some figures. I've got a bunch of Hot Toys piling up. Last time you saw me in the toy room, I think I had put up the Hot Toys Hall of Armor, but I have not done anything else since then. I have put up the Mezco figures, I'll show you those, and I do have a number of Hot Toys to put up, but in order to do that, I have to do some rearranging, and I'm going to talk to you about that in a minute. But for now, let me just show you around one more time the arcade. I have not made the arcade video because I'm not completely done, and I'll talk to you about that, why that is. Let's get it going. So, that shelf, that cubby down there is pretty much done with Batman the Animated Series. I'm missing like 6 or 7 total of that, including, I think they're all old actually. I don't have the Bat Cycle that came in. This is where the Turtles are going to live, and again, later in its own video, I'll get down there. This is miscellaneous. I got Overwatch stuff, Lord of the Rings, Figma stuff, Stranger Things, and then over there is more miscellaneous. There's some Transformers down there, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones stuff. So the key is these top shelves that I have to figure out. So I want to have the Nintendo video game stuff up here, as you see. All the Zelda, Link stuff, Mega Man. I've got that Optimus Prime. I don't know where he's going to live eventually. I'm going to have all the Turtles, the NECA Turtles. I'm going to have these Tweeterhead, Joker, Harley Quinn, and the dog statues. And then I want to have some of my favorite Build-A-Figures. I got Foom, I got Blob, I got the Shadow King. So this shelf's probably about what it's going to be for now. It's this shelf that's messing me up. Also, I got to do some hot glue on the lights. You're going to hear that several times. Yeah, they're falling. And I don't want to do the formal video until I get that done. So I'm going to have a Mario display for sure. Here's where I don't know what to do. It's obviously crowded. It's not final. I want to have my Figure Art Street Fighter figures here above this Street Fighter. Storm stuff is too big. I can't make it work. But the Figure Arts I can. And but I'm already out of room. I may have to get rid of their effects and just have them there because I have Vega to put up there. I may have to take this big Metroid and put it away. I'm not sure. So that's the challenge I have. Then down here are my McFarlane Walking Dead stuff. So it's just a lot of cleaning up and finishing out. You can see I have a gap there. That book, I hope, comes today. That is number 30. If you look closely, you can see that starts with 10, and this is all in order slabs 10 to 29. That will be 30. The two gaps are 19 and 27, which are the big keys. First appearance of Michonne, first appearance of Governor. They sit over here. with like the big keys, which is eventually going to be 1 through 9, all the single digit books. I have 1 through 6 slabbed. And then it'll be 1927 and 53, the first appearance of Abraham, is what I'll have here. So got 4 books to go to finish that out. This will continue to be commissions as I pick them up. You know, this area is just kind of miscellaneous, other Walking Dead. Then over here is kind of favorite things. So that's the commission with me. That's where I got King Ezekiel's signature. And then we've got the skateboards that we got signed. When I get back the graded figures that we've got signed over the conventions, we'll probably mount them above the windows. And I just like that alpha right there over the shoulder. I think that's cool. So that's where we are with the arcade, which I think is pretty good. And this room's bigger than you think it is. The wide angle kind of distorts it. But I mean, it's, you guys know how big I am. Let's see how many of me shoulder to shoulder. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5.5 before I'm at these arcades. So it's about 8 of me side to side. So that's plenty big. I think it's, I don't remember what we measured, maybe 16 feet across. So there's lots of room in here. Like you could easily have at least 4 or 5 people playing arcades in here, plus people sitting on the couch, and nobody would be bothered. In the closet is where I got some extra chairs in case people want a chair in here. And this is where some of my loose comics that I keep. And then parts and pieces for figure arts and things like that. All right, on to the toy room. Now we are in the toy room, which is in a pretty bad state of disarray in my opinion. I know a lot of you might say otherwise, but I'm actually quite unhappy with the way it is right now because I haven't been focused on it. And it's just not the way I want it to be. But I did clean up the Mezco shelf. So down there is going to be the figures that are like not Marvel or DC. So you got Ghostbusters and horror stuff and Space Ghost, Judge Dredd, Star Trek. The Gomez figures there in the front. Frankenstein, King Kong. Then you got Marvel. Just Marvel. I try to keep the characters together, but it gets hard with Mezco. You can see I got lights falling, everything else. Then half that shelf is Marvel. Again, as you can see. Then we get into the DC for half the shelf. And then more DC. And of course, this is almost entirely Batman because they've just made so many Batman figures. And I don't even have them all. I'm missing at least 1. 2, I think. So the Mezco shelf's doing okay. What I think I'm going to do is move that or do something else with that setup there and move some of the Mezco up there because I'm just going to run out of room. As you can see, I've got space for maybe 10-ish figures left, but then I'm going to be out. The other thing is I might take them off their stands at some point, but I like their stands. It's kind of what makes Mezco. These shelves have been cleaned up. There's no small figures in here anymore. They've moved to the other room, to the arcade. So you can see that this is all the 3-0 Game of Thrones, Walking Dead stuff. I've got the Asmus Lord of the Rings stuff down there, and then the Star Ace Harry Potter. And then that He-Man from Mondo. I have the He-Man Skeletor and this stack of stuff. I think it's that right there. That will go there with He-Man. Corner of random things I don't have a home for. My Amiibo are still in the corner, like they always have been. This guy, I've got to find room in a detolf. This T'Challa on the throne. I did clean this up. I did the Hall of Armor. Cleaned up the tops a little bit. They're about what they'll be. I just have to get the Iron Man figures over there. This is a disaster. It's all fallen while I was working on the shelf above it. Same with Dragon Ball. I don't know what I'm going to do with this Star Wars setup. I may put it away. I may get rid of it. I'm not sure. I'd like to give Dragon Ball 2 shelves because they're too crowded now. And same thing with Storm. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. This is where my Batman animated used to be, so it's got some wrestling. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So this entire shelf here is in flux. I did work on my DC. So I've moved like Figure Arts and Mafex and that type of thing. Beast Kingdom down there, where the that used to be like where the Figma Link stuff was and the Stranger Things that's now in the arcade. And so then I cleaned up these detolfs. I think it looks pretty good. And I have lots of space now for more DC So this is primarily Hot Toys. I had a Sideshow. These are Play Arts Kai. And then I've got the Star Ace 1/8 Flash and Arrow. And that's Susu Toys Flash. Everything else is Hot Toys. So that's okay. I did the same thing here. I got rid of the little things. So you got robots, turtles, Breaking Bad's all together there. And Leonidas is leading the Monty Python Muddy Knights. Big hole buster. So, I mean, at least this half of the room is not bad. It's where we get to here that I have trouble. All of these Kallax shelves are, I mean, there's a Black Panther sitting down there, but they're empty. I don't know what's going to go there. Same here. I've got the Egg Attacks down there. I've got that Figure Arts Ant. I got to figure out what to do. I got to figure out what to do with the Star Wars stuff and the miscellaneous stuff. I just genuinely don't know. And then the Marvel. What I think I'm going to do with the Marvel is the same thing that I did with the DC. And that is put the smaller figures in the Kallax, open up space for the Hot Toys. Because I have all these Hot Toys. And I have more coming. I have like 4 more coming this week that I need to get in there. And again, you can see just lights, debacle. We're going to have to get hot glue, I think, and glue lights all over. And that's just one project by itself at some point someday. And then over here, you can see I have a lot of Figure Arts that I haven't opened. Well, I've opened, but I haven't played with it all. I haven't taken pictures of anything of because I don't know where I'm going to put them. So I've got that new Goku. I got a couple of the Zamasu. I got that dude. I got Yoda. Spider-Man, Python Iron Man, Android 21, Vega, with more to come. I think I got Boba Fett on the way. And I don't know where to put them yet because I'm moving all the Figure Arts stuff right now, so I didn't want to do anything with them yet. So that is my update from the toy room. What I would like to do with Victoria's help. Victoria's here. She's still not feeling well. She's sleeping in this morning. Trying to feel better, so hopefully she feels better. She's been sick for several weeks with just a cough and kind of cold, so nothing serious, but you know, I'm sure she'd appreciate your well wishes. We're going to Greek Fest tonight, later for dinner for the first time when the sun goes down, or as the sun's going down. It's open till like 11, so we'll probably go up there 5 or 6. We haven't done that ever, so that'll be fun. We usually go at the heat of the sun, and depending on how here the last weekend in September is in Atlanta, depends on whether it's miserably hot or not. And it's been kind of hot this week. We're going to do that later. Kim, our older sister Kim, and our brother-in-law Mike, her husband, are going to come, but they can't come. Mike's not feeling well either. It's a lot. We've had a lot of up and down. Like we'll be down in the 50s even in the evening. And then we get back up to 98 a couple days later. So it's a lot of people getting sick. Anyway, what I would like to do, if Victoria and I have a chance, is at least get the Figure Arts stuff down into the Kallax so that I can get these Hot Toys open. I'd like to do that across this video. I don't know if I'm going to do it. Don't fuss at me if I don't, but I'd like to. I also have the Batman the Animated Series Batcave that I don't know where I'm going to put it. I don't even know where for it to fit. It does not fit on those shelves in the arcade, so I don't know what I'm going to do with that. And I have the Batwing, Batman the Animated Series, that I think we're going to hang from the ceiling in the arcade. But that is 100% something that requires David. They have not had their baby yet, but it's very imminent. So that will be a project for future down the road. Once we have some time to do some of those things, once baby's up and running. So that's where we are. I have, I think, 4 6-scale boxes that are coming on Tuesday, which I'll try to make this video last until that so I can show you those. Over here, I've got War Machine, I've got Shuri, and I have the Spider-Man Advanced Suit. I have Skeletor. I think those are the 4 I have in here to open for you, as well as the other 4 that'll come, which I think is the, you see that Gauntlet, where am I pointing? It's very hard. Up there, the quarter scale Infinity Gauntlet. I have the quarter scale Iron Man Gauntlet coming. I have Spider-Punk. I have Scarlet Spider, and I have Cersei Lannister 3-0. Those are the figures come on Tuesday, so we'll get to look at those together, hopefully. So is there anything else that may come? All right. Enough with the toys, enough with the arcade. I think, let's get the day going. I have had a box come in. Oh, it looks like it might be my comic. I did also pick up James at GameStop. Had these for me the other day, so I can show you too. It's just the same, two of the same figure, that Punisher War Machine. And I know that David wants one as well, so I picked them both up, and I'll bring one to David when I get a chance. Let's check out this comic. Definitely exciting. Walking Dead number 30. That's the one for the gap on the wall. I think I'll go put it up right now, as a matter of fact. It's a beautiful cover. 9/8. Nothing eventful in this. I just wanted to have the first 30 slabbed. I like it. There have been many people on Instagram, YouTube that have asked me how I'm hanging these. So this is specifically what I'm using. The Command picture hanging strips, there holds 4 pounds, and that means if you use 4 of them, the way that that looks, it can hold a 4-pound frame. And if you use 2 of them, it holds 2 pounds. So they're 1 pound weight each. And you can put up to 4 of them on a picture. So these weigh, in fact, I can just show you, less than 2 pounds. So we'll use the kitchen scale. I can at least somewhat show you so you can see a little bit over a pound, not anywhere close to 2. So 2 of them is plenty. So what I do is I put them both in the intersection corner. That way, when I need to move things around, I can just pull them off and move them to the next one when they're uniform. So they come in like strips of this, like 4 together. You split them apart. See if I can do it one-handed. I don't think I can, maybe. But you see the seam. You split them apart at the seam, and then you combine them. You peel off one side of the adhesive, and you place it and like weight it down for, I try to do it for 30 seconds, and that'll stick to the back. And then I do the same thing there. Let me show you what that looks like. So there you see, you just kind of put them on there, and they work like Velcro. Honestly, I'm shocked at how well they work. A lot of this stuff in here now is being hung with Command strips, at least like picture type things or prints or lightweight stuff. Certainly not like the swords. But so then when I go upstairs, you take off the 2 pieces of adhesive, and then you just press it and do the same thing. Hold it up against the wall for like 30 seconds, hold it in place, and it'll hang there. And then when you want to take it off, you kind of put your thumbs on the bottom tabs and pull it off, and the Velcro type thing will just come off. It'll leave the 2 Velcro pieces on the wall. This will have the other 2. Like if you saw, you combine 2, and you just move it to the next one. Very convenient. And there you have it on the wall where that gap was. You can see through. See, you can just, if I move it, you can see how I've done it every time. That way you can just move them around. But I think it creates the seamless look that I like very much. Now then, the question is, since you saw me in the last Double Life episode, I have eaten at Olive Garden every single meal. Just once a day, and that's been all I've needed. I've actually just ate 1 meal a day, Monday through Friday, all at Olive Garden. And only, I think, 1 time did I actually eat my leftovers. I gave them away to other people. So, today would be the 6th day in a row. I'm 2 more meals away from profitability. If you're on my Facebook, you can follow that as I post it every day, where I spent $107 with tax to get this. I've gotten like $88 worth of value so far with 58 days remaining, I think. So we're going to get to profitability, but I want to get there as soon as possible. So I got to see if I can convince upset stomach Victoria, cold Victoria, whatever she's got, to join me at Olive Garden for lunch, even though we're going to dinner at the Greek Fest. I wonder if I can do that. What do you think? Look who's here. All right. Look, we got 4 football games on the TV at once. Do you like that? Mm-hmm. Isn't that wonderful that PlayStation View lets us do that with the Apple TV and have 4 at once? Victoria. Yeah. You know how I've been to Olive Garden for 5 straight days? Uh-huh. Do you want to go to Olive Garden for lunch? No. I didn't even have a chance to try. Oh. But if I break the streak, I'll weep.
Oh, well then let's go.
Yeah, hey, that was easy. Who do you hope wins the game?
Who's playing? I'm sorry. Holy...
well, yeah, that is Holy Cross and Syracuse up there. Must be halftime. Northwestern, Wisconsin? The guy in the tie? Or... the guy in the jacket. That's Patrick Mahomes, I believe. Not Patrick Mahomes. He beat the Ravens last week. So the guy in the top.
No.
Oh, and Aaron Rodgers as well.
Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, he lost. Green Bay. Drew's favorite team, so we cheer for him.
Yeah, go Aaron Rodgers.
So Victoria said the only way we can go to all. Oh, there it is. No, H1 Nerd 1 is is to go to Apple Store.
Yeah.
So earlier today, a while ago, I was taking a shower and my loofah didn't disintegrate. It came unbound.
That's strange.
And now it's like 15 feet tall.
I've never seen that happen before.
Yeah. And I was like, right on the butt cheek too. When it happened. So I guess it was upset. And I only bought that loofah like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
So maybe that's what I get for buying the 50-cent one at Walmart.
Yeah, that's poor quality.
So we got Olive Garden, go to Apple Store. So my thought, Victoria wants to get a new Apple Watch, but they don't have her band. And now they have the Apple Watch Studio where you can pick out your band and whatever. So my thought, when I got this one, the way it was packaged was the watch was in its own box and the band was underneath it, and then that was wrapped up in like an overarching, very Apple style, like combined thing.
Yeah.
So I wonder, can you buy it? They give you the watch because the watch and the band were not in the same box. It was two different boxes. And they can ship you the band, and you can just put the watch on the band that you have currently, and then the band comes later. That could work.
I wonder about that.
We'll have to ask them after we have pasta.
Okay.
Are you gonna eat locomades? Mm-hmm. Yay. Mm-hmm. Say chicken.
Chicken.
Say it again.
Chicken.
That's the zoomed in chicken.
Oh.
We're here at Olive Garden. There's like a significant amount of to-go boxes there. Maybe they've got catering party at the Olive Garden. I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah, they do catering.
So it's the 6th day in a row in Olive Garden. We successfully convinced Victoria. Those folks think happy to go to Olive Garden. But I don't know that they've been there for 6 straight days. But here we go. So we returned. I have tried all sauces, all toppings, all pastas. She's going to tell us what to get. What do you... I would like Bellini teas, peach tea. And I have this pasta pass.
Okay.
Is that exciting? No.
I'm just kidding. We have these, this couple that comes in, and they come in breakfast, lunch, dinner, which is really lunch, and dinner, and they get it every single day.
The whole time?
Yes.
Oh.
And they don't leave anything for any servers.
Oh, that's terrible.
That's nice.
And they get water?
Yes.
Oh.
Well,
That won't be what happens.
No.
I promise.
Well, I don't have the pasta.
That's a sadness.
I gotta pay anyway.
That was a terrible story we heard about people not tipping. I got rotini, Alfredo, chicken fritta. What'd you get?
I got cavatappi 5-cheese marinara with chicken fritta.
Oh, fancy. Victoria got salad. I got the soup that I've gotten every single day. I did get salad one day along with the soup. Did that surprise you?
I did. I was shocked.
Because I love that. Food. With food all over the table. Is it good? Mm-hmm. You're not coughing. That's a good thing. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Mm-hmm. Well, here we go. I started eating it before I showed you, but this is the corkscrew cavatappi with 5-cheese marinara and meatballs. And I'm pretty full. So Victoria didn't even finish her first one.
No.
Ultra wide net. It's like the fires of Lucifer here, 110 degrees. And Victoria just said she wants to wear Uggs tonight.
Not tonight. When it's time for Uggs, I will be ready because it's so hot. I'm ready for
It's almost October.
Yeah.
So hot. Hopefully when the sun goes down, it'll be better. We're at the Mall of Georgia. I haven't actually been here. I don't think on video in a while. There's nothing really in the like regular retail stores that I need. I haven't bought a lot of stuff recently. So, just haven't been here. Been doing other things. I can't remember the last time I was here. What are we here for? Oh, going to the Apple Store. Victoria's buying a watch.
Maybe so, yeah.
Working the wide angle lens. We can do a drive-by character world. Oh, look at that big Deadpool with Thor's hammer. I've not seen that. Gosh, that's all about the same. I've certainly not seen that before. No. Punisher. Let's see. That's all about the same. I mean, I could just run in for a moment. There's this case. don't think there's anything really in here I need. I wouldn't mind that Breath of the Wild statue. I don't have the Wolverine, which is a cool samurai one, but I'm not sure I'm going to collect that line anymore. I just don't know. Everything else in here are things, if I would get them, I already have. On top, like a, I don't know what this stuff is. Look at these one. That's a onesie. I don't know what that is. Feet. That's weird. Over here, have all that stuff. Android 21's a good figure. Nothing there we need. I don't believe. Dragon Balls. All that stuff. Look at Hot Toys. I wonder if they stop. Oh, the Hot Toys are back there. Let's go look back there. All they have is that Joker, and then there's like a layout and a Luke sideshow statue. There's nothing to show back there. Maybe they're sold through the mall, or I wonder if they're going to stop carrying those, because they didn't seem to sell very well here. I've bought one or two here though, because they'd have something that would have already gone up in the aftermarket. All right, on to the Apple Store. We've arrived. Victoria, there's a line. How does that make you feel? No? She's ignoring me. So what have you asked?
So what band was it that you
I was looking at this one.
Ooh, pink one.
And then I was looking at that.
Victoria's getting help. The wide angle in the store is cool looking. Let's see. There are some of those bands I would get if they were in stock, like we looked at last video. Oh, she's run over here. Greenie, I'm sorry. I'm in the way. Oh, safety. Kind of near the back of the store. It's just crazy in here. Always at this store. All right, Victoria has found her watch, right?
Yes.
The silver aluminum, the Alaskan blue sport band in her hand. In hand.
I'm getting credit
In
cards
hand.
out.
Oh, we're getting it out.
Dude.
Look at that friend. Yeah. Are you excited?
I am.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Hot chicken. Are you ready to go to Greek Festival after we drop off the leftovers?
Yes.
Are you going to change your watch out?
Well,
Do you think that thing is scary right there?
Yeah.
Ooh. We've arrived home. Victoria's paralyzed. You want to show us what you got?
I
Is
got
it
a
set
new
up?
Apple Watch. Yeah, it is set up.
What's that color? Alaskan blue.
Alaskan
the band.
blue band
And it's
with the silver aluminum casing. The Series 5.
Oh, Jesse.
Yeah, that's my fun day band.
Are you pleased with it?
I am.
Transferred pretty quick, in like 20 minutes.
It did very quickly.
And now who gets the other one?
Now Megan gets the other one.
Yay! Do you think that the reason that David wanted Megan to have an Apple Watch is so we can enable walkie-talkie, and when she goes into labor in a couple days, we can be like, Megan, how's it going in there? You think that's why?
Well, it could also monitor like her.
David's
her pulse and
favorite
everything.
feature of the Apple Watch is the walkie-talkie and sending me drawings
Aww.
of things.
Smiley faces. Yeah, that's great.
Sure. Victoria,
Yeah.
what you doing?
Cleaning my glass.
I thought we were going to leave to go to the Greek Festival.
We're gonna go get Loofah Mondays and a frappe.
And are you going to tell them about my loofah that exploded?
The people at the Greek Festival.
Loofah!
Loofah! No,
Yeah,
that's
no.
Opa.
Not loofah.
Not Loofah. No.
Poopy. We're in the parking lot, Century Center. If you see that Marriott right there, which is just across the parking lot, that is where Toylanta was, yes?
Yes.
And we're going to go get on one of those buses, and it takes us over to the Greek Festival. Very exciting. Are you excited to be on this bus?
I mean, I'm excited because it means we're very close to Loofah Mondays.
Do you want to take a slow fee?
Sure.
Okay. So we've arrived, and it's different than it used to be. That's a line. They used to have the drive-through all here, and now they've turned it into the welcome area. So we're going to be a little disoriented.
Yeah.
But I think that's the line. The food is over here. Let's go to where we know. Let's go in there. Let's go in. Right there. Greek coffee, Luca Matti's frappe. This tent. How does that make you feel?
Very confused.
We're here for Luca Matti's and a frappe, yes?
Yes.
You're excited?
I'm very excited.
Look, Opa away and Luca Matteville. Is that your favorite sign ever? Would you put that in your house? Maybe. if it came with all the time Locomati dispenser. Yeah. We haven't really even made it in. Like, just right there is where the bus dropped us off. And we already have coffees. Yeah. We're on the first stage with the dancing. Yeah, hey. So we've entered a room that has all the vendors and such. We're still pretty confused because it's just, we've come to this many years and it's they've rearranged. These are nice Chicles. It's very confusing because here is where it used to be. It's now a parking lot, so I guess they've just redesigned. Here's the main church back in there with the bell. But so I guess we go back to where we were. We're very confused. Victoria just wants to eat. She's weeping. We found a place to sit. Over here, that's a humongous line. Goes forever. This is for like the Saganaki cheese that they set on fire, and probably like the spinach pie, that kind of stuff. How is this? Locomati's in the mouth. You're not like celebratory. There was one time you actually asked Jesus to take you now. They were the best thing on earth. Are they not good?
I'm chewing.
Oh. Look at the honey glistening. We could do a slow feed with. Delicious. We're in line to go to the meze tent. What are you going to get there?
I don't know that I'm going to get anything.
No spanakopita? No kebabs?
I don't want a kebab.
No sausage?
No.
No cheese bread?
No, I think you're out of that.
Are you going to share and tag your Opa moment with Atlanta Greek Fest?
Maybe.
Sing that song. Hey, YouTube's gonna flag me for the song. Now rub it. We're almost at the front of the line. We've got the menu. I'm getting Saganaki. Cheesy bread sold out, but we want the flaming cheese. Look at all of those appetizers. They all look so good. Oh, what a kindness. We're getting the cheese from the man over there. Oh, fire! I'm ready, yes. He's ready for us. Oh, yeah. Oh, Opa, that's right. Oh. Mine's already at the table. I just wanted to see it get made. They're delicious. Thank you very much. Up, 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 up. Open it up at Saganaki. Got a little pita bread. Does it make you happy?
Yeah,
It's flaming cheese. Coca-Cola? Oh, I'm the MVP. Oh, you too. What? This? Oh. Cheese, cheese, cheese. Did you like the cheese? Cheese, cheese, cheese. We moved to the party room. Hey, 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 yes! Everybody's cheering for me. That's right, yeah. And out here, that's still the stage. And then here's the pastries. And the options you can get. Delicious. Ooh, baklava. This is the spit where they like do the lamb and stuff, but it is not working right now, but it is sprinkling a little bit. And it's nighttime. It is 9:15. Victoria's checking out the menu. This line was completely full when we walked in. All right. Oh, Greek pizza. Let's see. We can zoom in for the good piece. Let's see. We got lamb by the pound, lamb sandwich, gyro sandwich, Greek potatoes, Greek pizza. The village salad. You go that way for live band dancing. Oh, number 8's ready for us, Victoria. Are you ready? Oh, chicken on the stick. What'd you get? Oh, spanakopita. Oh, rabbit. Say rabbit. No? Say rabbit. Like rabbit. Oh.
Vicky's sick, SARS virus.
We're in the walkway to the thing. We're up above everything. You can see down there. Oh, safety. I guess I don't have to call safety because I'm in the church and we always have safety in the church, right? That's the rules.
And I can't even run away.
So I just quickly want to walk into the church and show you. I won't talk. You'll just hear the tour guide talking. But you can see what it is.
And that's Christ's entry into Jerusalem.
It's just a beautiful area.
Most Christians still celebrate today as Palm Sunday. We have a few icons out in the narthex, the room that you came in. I encourage you to take those out, to check those out.
I'm gonna see if I can go in. So just look behind me. I'm not gonna talk much.
We really enjoyed presenting the festival tonight. Come back and see us. Come back and worship with us. If you'd like to come tomorrow, we'd love to see you here. Thank you. Have a great day.
It's just a gorgeous place to be. The assembly ended, so I got the wide angle lens going and I'm standing right in the middle of the building. So there's sorry, it's upside down, but I'll just turn to my right to show you all of the iconography that's in here, and it's just all beautiful. I always like to come in this room and take it all in and reflect. It's beautiful here. And there's of course, all the stuff at the front of the stage. Up at the front of the room. Just so you can see this stuff with a little more detail if you have any interest. And if you don't, you can skip ahead. Understand that not everybody has the same level of interest in this. I think it's beautiful to see. And actually, I'll walk up to one of these since they are not crowded right now. You can see the detail. It's like mosaics, if you're familiar with mosaic art, with all the individual little glass pieces. I think they're glass. And when you listen to the whole tour, they tell you, but it's like hundreds of millions, I think, of pieces that an artist does. It's pretty remarkable. Back in the shopping now. I always just like to take a moment each year and reflect in that room and just think about my last year and all of that. I've been able to go to a lot of really cool cathedrals and things like this over my life, all my travels, St. Patrick's in New York, things like that. But I just think it's beautiful. Anyway, Victoria is checking out some jewelry. We've got several jewelry booths, a bookstore, art, t-shirts. This gift, this is like woodwork, which in the past I bought stuff for Christmas gifts, but they don't look to be open anymore. It's 10:15, so they're about to close in 45 minutes. So we'll get our final things and head out. Well, we are back home. Did you have a good time? Mm-hmm. We've had a fun day, long day. I think the video is pretty long already, but H1N1 needs to go to bed, tie her to her chambers, and so I'm going to do the same. About midnight. 11:45 was a good day. Talk to you in the morning. Well, good morning. After a pretty long initial day, I'm in the toy room, which looks like Alexa didn't want to turn on all the way. Alexa, turn on the collection. These lights are not on, but they could have come disconnected because I just continually have had issues with the lights. Maybe they'll turn on. Anyway, we have, nope, still not on. Diarrhea. We have about an hour and a half before the Ravens game begins. And I'm gonna try, like I told you, do a little bit of work in here, even if I just take out some of the 6-inch stuff and put them on the table to get ready to put them under here, because I still don't completely know what I'm gonna do. But I want to be able to show you the hot toys like I promised. So let's see what we could do to at least prepare this to show you some hot toys. Well, we've had success and only in about 40 minutes. Victoria's been on the floor. Should I get down there and show them your masterwork?
I can do it.
You want to do it? All right, here.
All
So
right.
we've got the Figma Original Avengers in there. There's in space. And then as we come across, these are like Mafex and Comicave Iron Man figures. There's, I think, maybe a couple Figma Iron Man. And then the next one is all of the Figuarts Iron Man figures, I believe. And then we get into War Machine Figuarts, Thanos, Ultron, and then Spider-Man stuff. Gwenpool is Mafex. Amazing Spider-Man Mafex. Figuarts, what? Cap, Ant-Man World, Hulks, and Black Panther Figuarts, Thor, Black Widow, Captain Marvel. And then we get into miscellaneous Spider-Hulk, various Spider-Verse, Betty Ray Bills, Samurai Guys, and then Amazing Yamaguchi and thong sandals. Thank you, Victoria. I think it looks wonderful.
Yeah.
I also realized there's still a lot of, I don't have near as much space as I thought that would open up. Oh, SARS. But at least we can do this now. Oh, SARS H1N1. But we did get the new Spider-Man and the Iron Man off that table. So that's all Dragon Ball and Star Wars now. And Street Fighter. Yay! Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So now we're going to look at these four, which Victoria hasn't seen those either because they've just been piled up. These boxes, these are the things that tie to finishing the Hall of Armor. So we're not going to do that today, and I'm not going to rearrange things. I'm just going to get these open the way I want to and have them in here because once I fill that Hall of Armor up with Mark 1, where's the Mark 2 at? Mark 2. Where I got one of those, that guy. Well, when I put all 7 up there, this will change a lot because they won't be there anymore. And the Mark 50 will be on that one. And various pieces, holograms and stuff from that. But for these, let's get them open. This is the Mondo Skeletor. He's got a lot going on. I got to use that staff. But look at all this, the extra head. It looks awesome. I like it. Skeletor and He-Man together at last with their pets. Is that exciting? You like that little dog of Skeletor's.
It's cute. I don't know what it is, but it's cute.
Show you there is also the cloak in the bag, but I'm not going to mess with that, at least right now. Let's move to Shuri. Are you excited to see what Shuri looks like?
Yeah.
You think she's going to look good?
Yeah.
Here's Shuri, which I think is one of the finest head sculpts that any company has ever made. What do you think about her?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's remarkable, isn't it?
She looks great.
And she has her little arm cannons, which is probably what I'll pose her with. She has her spear, her beads. The arm cannons must light up because there's batteries, bracelets. All right, let's see how we do it. So we've got her there. We've moved to Chaka with the throne in this Detolf. That's the Civil War, Black Panther, and Shuri. The family tree in there. I did not put the batteries in, but I will later. The other Black Panther, the Black Panther movie Black Panther, is over there at the glow-in-the-dark. So when Killmonger comes in, he can live there also. Now we're on to the Advanced Suit Spider-Man from the PlayStation 4 game, which he's really cool too, I believe. He comes with a lot of stuff. He's got this backdrop in New York, so you can have him like swinging through New York if you want to. Victoria's favorite is Spider-Man.
Yeah, I like him.
You like him?
Yeah.
And then he's got a bunch of hands, extra pegs, and look at all these contraptions. I guess all the stuff from the game.
That thing.
Yeah, the spider drone, the little baby Spider-Man. I don't even know. I haven't got that far yet. Somewhere in there's probably webs, I imagine, underneath the stand maybe. I don't think I'm gonna use webs for this guy though. I'm just gonna do something different. So I've got him holding the little baby Spider-Man trophy or whatever. I got his drone with him, the peace sign. That's good enough for now. So here is the War Machine Mark IV from Infinity War. I think I got maybe a special edition or something. He's got the unmasked head, but I think that he comes with a burned up Outrider. I think the Captain America movie promo was like that. Is what makes that different. I don't know, I might be wrong. But let me get this guy together because he's got a lot going on. Before I put them in the detail, I just want to show you all the stuff you're working with. So you can interchange both panels, front and bottom, to give him the machine guns on each side. You can elevate these up and put the missiles on it. You can put his rear machine gun. You can put in these missiles. All kind of stuff going on back here. You got the booty. Don Cheadle face. It's not I don't think they've ever made a full unmasked Don Cheadle. They did not put the light up in this either. That's another thing for another day. But this has a magnetic, so it's like he just opened up. And then the Outrider is like charred. I think it looks cool. I'll show you the other one here in a second when I get him in the detail. So that's where I have him for now. With some other, that's what the shotgun armor and the Mark 15. I think that's the Sneaky and the Heartbreaker. So you look at the charred Outrider. And that's the one that came with Captain America that he's just killed. So pretty different. I think it looks good. Now it's time to watch the Ravens. About 20 minutes late for the start of the game. I'm in my Trace McSorley Ravens jersey that I wear for home games that my family got me for my birthday. Victoria, are you having cookies?
I haven't had anything yet.
Oh, I don't know if the Ravens are winning or losing. Hopefully they're doing fine. Let's see. Definitely not what I wanted to see when I turned it on, but now they'll do better because I'm here. I can help them. Still 7-0. Even though we're not going to go to Olive Garden today, breaking the streak, I'm still going to eat it, so there still is a streak of my 7th straight day of Olive Garden. This is the leftovers from yesterday. They actually look good. And we got the purple Raven lights on, and Victoria's making cookies, even though she has H1N1. 10-7 halftime. Baltimore gets the ball. Brian has cookies. Very disappointing performance from the Ravens. So I've come back to the toy room, and we're going to do the final, this area down there, and maybe clean up the Star Wars stuff while I have some help. I've worked my way to the ground. Got the Hulkbusters. They've always been there. I've moved the Samurai Tamashii Nation Star Wars there. Didn't quite have room for that big one, so he's there. Then I've got the Egg Attacks down here. So that looks good. That frees up not much, but a little bit of space in the Star Wars. I have the Sith Trooper, the red one, coming. So I'll be able to fit that Sith Trooper in there somehow or another. Now I got to deal with this shelf. So I went on this bottom of this, the big shelf. Got the wrestling ring with the wrestlers I have on display. And then this is where the Batman the Animated used to be. There's the Festival of Friendship. So I got that, I think that's the Elder Predator, the Bone Throne. I got some Monster Arts, 1000 Toys, and Storm, Hogan, and Tyson. So that works down there. Now the question is, could I put all this in the arcade and empty that shelf out? If I can, then I'm nice and tidied up in here. You see that far Detolf now has plenty of space. And now I've filled up all the Cadillacs. So that's good. Because if I can get all those in there, it creates a second shelf for Dragon Ball. And I can just fix the Star Wars shelf. That'll be done in here. What do you think? I have to poop. Victoria, how do you think our updates look?
I think it looks good.
So Victoria helped clean up the bottom for us. We got Metroid and Mega Man moved down there to create some space. And we just had to tighten some things up. So we got the 4 NECA turtles there with Optimus Prime and Harley Tweeterhead. Got the little Zelda section. You got the dogs from Tweeterhead. Our Mario section. Tweeterhead Joker. Favorite Legends Build-A-Figures. And then the NECA turtles on this side. So it's kind of evened out. The reason that we don't have the 3 statues that are tweeted together is because they're the heaviest. And so like if we put all 3 of these on this middle one, I think we're scared it'll rip it out of the wall because it's a floating shelf. So I think that looks good and is complete. I think it's all complete. And now it is like a choir, but we have my Storm Mortal Kombat figures that I've picked up right above the Mortal Kombat game. I don't have any more of these pre-ordered. I don't think I'm going to pre-order any more Storm stuff. So this is probably all the Storm I'll have. Then you've got above Street Fighter. First, the figure art Street Fighters. I have all of those that have been released. The Bison's about to come out. And then all the Storm Street Fighter 5 stuff. And they are certainly in choir. I could use very minimal effects because it takes up space. But you can sit here and play the game and look up and see the friends. Eventually, I may decide to get rid of the Storm or get rid of the figure arts and spread them out either way. But in the current way, I think it looks pretty good. What do you think?
Yeah, looks good.
And then everything's cleaned up under there. So I actually think this room is now ready for me to film the I Built an Arcade standalone video. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it looks great.
All right. Back in the toy room, you can see I put the Tekken and the King of Fighters Storm figures I have just there in the front. Kind of finished that shelf off. I don't think I'm getting any more of those. Though I might want to finish the King of Fighters line because it has a build-in effect. And that successfully cleaned off that shelf. So I'm going to make the Dragon Ball shelf take up 2. I have these Dragon Ball figure arts over here now. And the Yoda. I'll clean that Star Wars shelf up. I doubt any of this happens today, but it may happen in this video. Maybe I'll do it tomorrow or later tonight. We are about to go to see David and Megan, bring them some food and stuff to have for once the baby gets here, and go from there. So that's actually a tremendous amount of progress made from where we were to start the day. So thank you to Victoria for that. I have to, we're going to go, like I said, we're going to go see David and Megan. We'll hang out with them for a while. And Victoria's headed home. But all I have left to get on shelf are those figure arts. So that's good. All my detolfs are now just 6 scale stuff and Play Arts Kai. And then like the Transformers Masterpiece or Flame Toys, which aren't scaled. I've got the Sentinel stuff all up there for now. Right now I'm going to leave it there. Primarily the only things I'm getting anymore are 6 scale and Mezco. So this is good. This is kind of a nice place to be finished. All right. I'll talk to you when we see David. What? Okay. I guess. Oh, that was in the no-no square. Why? Why is this the technique? No? Yeah. Oh. Yeah, that's a lot better than whole hand in the mouth. Hey, Riley. Your dad can't ever get this to turn on the first time. Do you think I can? Okay, Google. Turn on the turtle layer.
Okay, turning the turtle layer.
First time. Does that mean I'm the winner, Riley? Now I'm looking at the fishies again. How many fishies are in here? Are those mushrooms down there in that?
Yeah.
Like alive ones?
Yeah.
Why do they live in a bucket?
Because they need to attach to a rock before it can
Oh, you have rocks in there too?
Yeah.
So then will you just like turn the bucket upside down? Or will you place them?
No place. There's also a puffer.
There's a what?
Puffer?
In the bucket?
No, in the tank.
Where's the other one? I see him.
Yes.
What's this green thing?
It's a mushroom.
That's a mushroom?
Yeah.
Oh, there's a little shrimp. Is that a shrimp?
Yeah.
Why won't you make one of these for Brian? Because it costs $1,000. It makes me sad. So for like 2 hours, we've been watching Reef Tank YouTube videos. Because every time I'm here, I look at David's tank. And I want one. Can I have a Reef Tank? Everyone misses you. Everybody says they miss you.
Got a little busy.
He's busy. Still no little one, but little one's gonna come and help me set up the Reef Tank as well. That'll probably be about 10 years away though, so that's hopefully I have one before then. But somehow now it's 11:45 and I have to work in like 7 hours. But I'm here watching YouTube videos of Reef Tanks. So I'm actually going to end today's portion of the video here with David package and talk to you in the morning, where tomorrow I might have some stuff in the mail. And we're going to go to Olive Garden, I think, again. And maybe we'll work on the Star Wars and Dragon Ball display. And maybe I'll just go set up a reef tank all on my own, all in one day. Do you think that would be a success or failure? Mm-hmm. That was failure. Talk to you in the morning. Good morning, friends, from Monday morning, where we still got today and tomorrow left. Probably shorter days than the past two have been because we're into the work day. And I just want to be able to show you the stuff that comes in, especially tomorrow. I have 4 things coming from Sideshow I want to show you. The goal today will be to move that Star Wars shelf down and spread out the Dragon Ball. Let me show you kind of what I'm thinking. So when I started setting this shelf up, it used to be down at the bottom. I wanted like a big war. That's why they're all turned to the side. But there are just so many more quote-unquote bad guys than there are good guys. Primarily, these are SH figure arts, but there are, like Kira Black Series. There are some Black Series in here for figures that I want, like the Bounty Hunters and some of that. So probably what I'm going to do is move them down here and use the risers and maybe set up like an armada of stormtroopers across the back, and then have the rest of the figures in some type of scenes in the front, something like that maybe. I do have the Emperor with the throne. I may set that up kind of in the middle, like this display here. And then move some Dragon Ball up here. I think rather than use risers, though I might use risers, I want to put the aura effects somewhere here because I've had to put those all away. I didn't have room. So I may just put like the Goku and the Vegeta figures up there because there's so many. I'm not completely sure yet, but that's what we're going to do. This probably won't happen on film because I'll work on it across the day. Like when I have a few minutes, I might just look and think about it and whatever. But I got a lot of work to do today, but I am going to go to Olive Garden for lunch. So I will catch up with you when I get to Olive Garden. And if we get this done today, we'll show you. Well, here we go again. Old familiar, the menu. I'm starting with spaghetti, Alfredo, and shrimp today. I have not had that combination. I've not repeated a combination, actually. At least a trio. And this will be the day I go into profitability. Well, I've got my money's worth. If you are friends of me on Facebook, you see I track it every time I'm here. So I will cross over and start making money with 56 or 7 more days. That's good. But I still get Zuppa Toscana every day. I need to try the other soups they have, but I just love it so much. I just love the Toscana soup so much with the kale and potatoes and sausage and cheese, some fresh bread, and I always get the peach Bellini. It's like an unsweetened tea with peach in it. It's wonderful. Here is our first arrival with spaghetti Alfredo with shrimpies. Those shrimpies look good. The shrimp were delicious, but we've moved to round 2, which is rigatoni with meat sauce and meatballs, as you can see. And it smells wonderful, I'll tell you that. Another lunch at Olive Garden down, but this was the pivotal one. This pass cost $107 for 10 weeks, 10 weeks, 63 days, I think. So 9 weeks of pasta pass, $107 with tax. And I am now at about $120 of realized value. And I think I still have 56 days left. So, profitability. Back home, and I had a couple packages waiting for me. So from eBay, I picked up a lot, very cheap, for like 25 bucks, that had Walking Dead 193, the final issue, and then a slabbed 192, which don't read that if you don't want to be spoiled. But that's the big issue right before the end, the second to the last. And I want to get 191, 192, and 193 all slabbed. I don't really care about the grade. I just want to have them to display. So I picked those up then. Pre-orders from Best Buy. Far From Home Steelbook. And the Ant-Man Steelbook. If you're not aware, Best Buy's been releasing, these are all 4K, 4K steelbooks and going back and filling in the MCU 4K, because not everything was released. In fact, tomorrow I think Doctor Strange and Guardians of the Galaxy 1 will come in, and then I believe I will have the entire MCU in 4K steelbooks. I think they've all been released. So over there in that corner is where I got my 4K collection steelbooks, and then like my video games. But I gotta get back to work, so I will check in with you once the work day is over and see if I can get some work done upstairs. So the work day is over, and I've started working on this shelf. I've got all the troopers down, except that guy back there. Some of these will be in the front of the display, but I have just starting to line those guys up back there. I feel like they're gonna fall, potentially, but I don't have enough stands right now to deal with it. So I'm gonna put them there at the moment. I think that looks good. So, an update, got this shelf complete, at least how I'm gonna have it for now. Using the risers, which allows you to see those stormtroopers and various bad guys easier. It takes up a lot of the real estate, so everything's kind of crowded. That's that new Yoda. He's really, really, really good. Highly recommend that guy. But it looks fine. I mean, I have this little scene because I really like this scene from The Last Jedi, but I don't really like Snoke. But I've got the Emperor there, where Rey and Kylo are fighting all the Praetorian Guards. So I have that kind of set up, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. I mean, I want to have the Jabba, but, you know, I mean, it just is kind of an unusual setup, but it's got all the things where I can see them and enjoy them, and I think it looks pretty good. Now we move to stage 2, which is taking some of these and putting them up there and getting those up there. And like I said, I think I want to do the auras. So the first thing I'm going to do is get this shelf the way I want it and then deal with the top. Let's see. Told you a little bit of fib. I went ahead and put the 6 auras that I have, and I've got a Super Saiyan, Goku, a Kaioken Goku, Blue, Ultra Instinct, Goku Black or Rose, and S3 with their auras, just to have that as a background and go ahead and get that set. I think I am. It's going to be Goku, Vegeta, and then maybe like Beerus and Whis up there, and maybe Zamasu as well with the Goku Black. I think that might be what I put up there. Let's see. This is still chaos. Another update. I've got the rest of my Goku figures, I think, up here. The Kid Gokus, the Goku Blacks, the different forms. And then I do have the God Goku Red with Beerus. That'll be like up here in the front once I get finished up here. And so now I'm getting down the Vegetas and continuing to mess that cabinet up. Checking in, I've got the Vegeta figures that I have. Evil Boo. The Vegeta figures that I have are now up. I really like the way this is starting to look. It is like Skittles. Dragon Ball Skittles. And we have a finished shelf. So let me show you. On this shelf, I've got, most of those are the demoniacal fit. That first form Frieza is actually Dragon Star. The Nappa is Figure Arts. It's kind of the Frieza Force. They basically cannot stand on their own. The joints are so loose, and I don't want to use stands on them, so I've got them on their knees. So this shelf is like basically anything except Goku, Vegeta, the combination, so like Gogeta and Vegito, and then I've got Beerus, Whis, and Zamasu up there. As everybody else. So you got the androids back there. Hit is a Dragon Star. You got all forms of Trunks. That's a time traveler. You got Tien, Yamcha, Roshi, Bulma, Piccolo. You got Cell, the various Boos, the Brawlies that I have, Krillins, Gotenks, the Friezas, lots of Trunks and Gohan. I've got then the Trunks and Frieza moment there, and the Gohan and Cell moment there. So I like this. I got a Nappa back there, or not Kaba, That's a Dragon Star. So a few of these are Dragon Stars for characters that they haven't made yet. I did have a Zamasu Dragon Stars up here that I just took down. I like the way that looks. And then up here, I really love this, having it right here. It's like Skittles. It's the rainbow. It makes me happy. So I've got the God Goku Beerus fight there. Whis in the middle. Whis probably my favorite character from Super. I loved the Goku Black and Zamasu storyline, so I've got the two Zamasus here. I probably should put that Super Future Trunks up there, but I have all the other Trunks down here, so I'm going to leave it like this. Gogeta and the two Vegetos that I have, and then Gokus and Vegetas. And I think that just looks fantastic. So that shelf is done. Now, the next step is this. So once I get the Iron Man figures up there out of the cabinet, then all my Detolfs that are now available to move around, I'll rearrange. So like this, these are kind of already rearranged to the extent that I'm going to do them. I have to do that to the Marvel ones. Once I see what room is created, when I get the Iron Man figures up there, you can see I put like all the Play Arts Kai together. I'll probably do that over there. That is not a thing that will happen this video. That is probably something I will work on next video, because I have to still do the holograms. I have to put a bunch of batteries. So these are power, but to get the side lights to light up, if you remember, I've got to put batteries in there. But tomorrow I will get Cersei Lannister, 3-0. I will get the Iron Man quarter scale Infinity Gauntlet for that. And then I will get Spider-Punk and Scarlet Spider, Hot Toys. So I'll show you those tomorrow. For now, let's go enjoy some time on the sofa. Downstairs, and I'm going to watch Dragon Ball Super. It's actually the second to last episode of Super in the dubbed version, like the Funimation, like American voiceover. Came on a day or two ago. So I actually did not watch the subtitled one, so I don't know, and I've not been spoiled on the ending. So it's the second to last episode. I'm going to watch that, and then this weekend is the final episode of Super. So I'm going to watch that, and then probably warm up my Olive Garden leftovers, and I still have baklava from the Greek festival that I'm going to have tonight too. Yummy. Got a little rigatoni meatball left over from lunch, and I'm about to watch Ballers. Dragon Ball was good. It did not get to the conclusion, so the final episode next week will show the conclusion of Dragon Ball Super. You see I've got my little TV scene. These lights are pink. Those are like kind of violet. I got blue in here. Low light, so I can enjoy the TV. Let me have some meatballs. Leftover Olive Garden, still pretty good, meatballs. But I am going to have some baklava from the Greek festival. Let me go over here in the this light. Maybe you can see it a little better. Well, there it is. Look at all that goodness there. I'm going to have some baklava. And then I'm just going to relax the rest of the evening, watch some TV, and go to bed. Let's try it. I turned on the white lights so you could see better. All the different layers and deliciousness in this baklava. Look at that. I will end tonight's part of the video here, though. Hey, Siri, set the TV scene. I will probably watch the rest of Ballers. I'm going to watch. I might watch some Monday Night Football, some Raw. I don't know. I'm just going to relax, and I will talk to you tomorrow for the final day. Got some toys coming in the mail. Talk to you in the morning. Good morning. Final day of this episode of Dub Life. Apologies if you can hear the yard work going on outside, but they're at it early this morning. So I wanted to welcome you to the morning. Hopefully we have some packages arrive here in a little while. May go to Olive Garden, may not. But I'll probably end the video about midday. I got a lot of work to do, and I probably need to run somewhere this evening that will not be on camera, but is hopefully good news for something we've been waiting on in other areas of life if you've been paying attention. So that's the plan, but I will show you these products as they come in from Sideshow. We'll look at those, and we'll end this episode 50 of Dub Life. I'm in the arcade, just taking it in this morning, but I gotta go get to work. You know, usually you'd be excited to go out to lunch, but now eating Olive Garden, this will be the 8th time in 9 days. And then I've had leftovers also, including that 9th day. And I think in that 9 days, the only meal I've eaten that wasn't Olive Garden was the cheese and the chicken I ate at the Greek Fest earlier in the video. Every other food I've eaten, other than maybe, you know, like a snack or a sweet or something, has been Olive Garden. And yet here I am again. Got my delicious peach tea and going with the gluten-free marinara sauce, like cheese marinara, and the shrimpy. The shrimpies were so good yesterday. Start with those again, but with a tomato based. There you have it. Shrimpies and the rotini and the 5 cheese marinara. Crispy shrimpy. Ooh. I really shouldn't order another dish, but I did. What did I order? Corkscrew Alfredo with sausages. The sausages are certainly, well, yeah, that's what they are. I feel like I should maybe take an Olive Garden break. Look who I found, though.
How you doing?
I have like 7 minutes before I need to leave because I got done early. And James has a prize for me, yeah?
I have so many prizes for him.
Oh, so many. I hope it's not so many.
It's at least 4 in the same package.
Oh, package. So he just got in the game. The hair, the Funkoverse.
Yeah.
The strut. No, it's heavy. Heavy package.
So these are expansions.
Do you actually need the pops, or are they just functioning as like game pieces?
I think they're tokens. Yeah. So base game expansion, standalone.
Oh, the old Golden Girls standalone?
Yeah.
Are you going to get one and play it?
I don't think so.
No.
You pull those off the wall.
But it's here. And now he says I can't have it.
You can have it in 6 days.
Oh, but look at him. He has this friend. He probably wouldn't want me buy him either.
That
I don't want that.
Okay.
It's got a lot of,
Ice
a
weapons?
lot of equipment to be fighting.
You mean like an ice skull?
Like
and
clothing
spine?
and all this stuff. Oh, package.
Do you want to see him fight naked?
Ooh. The non-GameStop exclusive one? Like one is GameStop and one's not? Diva and Zamasu and Goku and this thing.
Solid snake.
PVC painted. I still think you've got a little seductress down there. Poison ivy for the people. He won't let me buy these either. And then he ran away. Him's mean. Back home, I don't want any more Olive Garden. But the mailman did bring me the Doctor Strange steel book and the first Guardians of the Galaxy steel book. Yay! Now I have all the MCU steel books, 4K, in a row. The obvious exception being the Hulk, Incredible Hulk, which is just a 4K, not a steelbook, because I don't think Disney can distribute that film. That's like the Castaway of the MCU. But all the rest are now the Disney issued 4K steelbooks. That makes me happy. Back to work we go, lunch break over, and check back in with you when the UPS guy arrives with the sideshow. Look! Packages! Let's see what's inside. So we have everything open. As I told you, the 3-0 Cersei Lannister. You can see the lion of Lannister there. The Nano Gauntlet, quarter scale, LED light up and articulated fingers. Nice. That's nicer than the Infinity Gauntlet. Then Spider-Punk and Scarlet Spider. I guess they're both from the game. Yeah, they're both video game series, video game masterpiece. Then this is an Apple Watch case, or Apple Watch band case, which is actually pretty big. It holds a bunch. It's got 2 more trays, so 4 total trays. And you use the little straps to put the bands in. I will actually set that up and show you. And it had got 2 more watch bands, actually. These are the new colors. This one, I think it's called Pine Green. Yep. And this one is called Pomegranate. That's the sport loop, the softer. These are the ones I've been looking at, some of the ones as we've been in the Apple store the last few episodes, but haven't had in stock, so I just ordered them. Let's get this all set up. Been trying to do more tech stuff, so I'll show you these Apple Watch bands. This is the Sport Loop. I think it's just generally a one size fits all. I don't think it has sizes in terms of the length. No, I don't think it does. I'm trying to look at the box. I think it's a one size, but you do have to pick between 44 millimeter and 38 millimeter. That's the size of your watch, like your watch head. Mine is 44. So it's just a long sport loop, but it's very soft to the touch. It wicks away moisture. It's very comfortable. And then these are the sport bands. They just come in one size as well. You pick the 44, the 38, and you see they give you two different of that one's length. So that's the small, medium. That's the medium, large. So you end up with a lot of extra pieces like that, which means you can create rainbows. But that's the way they look when you unbox them. If you're interested in that, I think both of those are $50 price point typically. So let's get these in the case. Previously, this case here that I got at DragonCon one year, kind of a jewelry box thing, is what I just had all my bands just kind of piled up in there, except for the more expensive ones that had their little plastic holders. But now we have this, which I think is awesome. So this case, close up, it's got a little snake skin design, which is fine. I don't really care either way about that. But now all my watch bands are there. That little slot is for the one I have on, for the peach one. And I don't have one there, but then there are two more trays like this, and that one comes out as well. So there's room to add double the size of my watch band collection, which I like to collect these watch bands. You can see I have all kinds of shades and materials. This is the link bracelet, a black Milanese loop, a brown leather loop. I got a couple of those soft ones. This is the first generation of the soft one. A little bit longer, you can tell. This is the new generation that just came out, and they are two-toned. So when you fold it over with the Velcro, you get two different kind of tones. That's the woven nylon. These are leather. And then I have a lot of sport band colors. So I think that is awesome, and I'm very pleased with that. Moving on, here is Circe in her packaging. It's got the crown, some hands, not much with her, but pretty detailed dress and head. I'll get her out. I like even the inner box with the Hear Me Roar House Lannister. I really liked the 3-0 Game of Thrones figures. You see that shelf there where she will be joining. Let's get her out of her plastic prison. There we go with the 3-0 Circe Lannister. As I will display her to make sure the crown is straight enough. Doesn't come with much, just the alternate hands that are only, if this is that hand, they're like this, claw maybe. I don't really know why. But she doesn't need it. I mean, there's extensive work on the dress and the shoulder pads and the crown that are fantastic. I think that face sculpt is nice. I've really liked 3-0's stuff. I think it's interesting if you look under the dress, you get the HBO logo, the 3-0 logo, but up in there you see how they're using like stuffing to make her dress be poofy the way it was. This is an appearance at the end of season 6, last episode of season 6, when she commits her biggest act, and I don't want to spoil anything, but does that. So there she is. I think she looks very good. I'll show you where I put her on the detail. So there she is. She's kind of blocking Ned a little bit, depending on your angle. This shelf is obviously cramped. What I really want to do is figure out where those will live permanently, and then these will occupy 2 shelves. So I've got Brienne coming next, and Joffrey, I think. So I'm going to need the space, and I still don't have Jaime. Jaime is the only one that's been released that I don't have, but I still like the family up there. I just remembered I cleaned all this up the other day. So I moved He-Man and Skeletor in there with Link on this miscellaneous wall where none of it makes sense. Furiosa, Mike Tyson, and a Predator. Neo and Agent Mulder. I need to get the Scully. Then Link, Skeletor, and He-Man. But that's where available space is for the randoms. Now all the Doctors make sense. 9, 10, and 11. And so I just went ahead and spread these guys out. So that looks a little better. Got those 3 up there. It's hard in Game of Thrones because characters get separated and pair up over and over and over again. So there's no clear-cut way to pair people up until you have them all. But like I thought Arya and the Hound should be together, and Jon and Dany and Tyrion. And then a White Walker, Ned and Cersei. They can occupy this space. And Brienne comes in. Joffrey will certainly go up here. Jaime would go up here. When the Night King comes, he'll go with the White Walker. But there we go for now. I've decided I'll show you both the Spider Punk and the Scarlet Spider. Is that a whole pizza? Together, they both have the nice fold window cases, similar to the Advanced Suit Spider-Man, actually exactly the same. So I'll do these together so we can look at them side by side and compare before we put on the detail. There's a better look without the plastic. I do just want to say these boxes, man, they're really, really nice. The ones for this video game. Glossy, top-notch. I think, yeah, this was the SDCC, one of those figures. And then just look at these guys. The Scarlet Spider did also come with New York. It looks like a different New York one than the Advanced Suit. But these are just top level there. He's got the pizza, coffee, some web. That's a different kind of web, really. I guess that's kind of the one on the cover. Camera. He's, of course, got the guitar, the drone. I don't know how I'm going to display these guys. There's a lot of options here. So there we have them, the way I'm going to start off posing them. He was pretty easy. I knew I wanted to have the guitar on him with the rock and roll fingers, even though that kind of poses similar to how I did the other one the other day. I didn't see any point to have him web swinging or anything, but let me tell you, the attention to detail on this, like look at his shoes. I think you could probably untie those if you wanted. It's got the little pins on the coat. The strings are real strings that you can move. The guitar is just impeccable. He's really good. The detail on that's really good. I almost did not order any of these three. I almost decided I wouldn't get the video game Spider-Man figures, and I'm glad I decided to because they're awesome. Same thing here. I've got him with the camera. Look at the camera strap. I put his hoodie up, a chocolate donut, and a coffee. I mean, even it's got the hole to drink out of. The suits themselves look great. He was a lot harder for me to decide on because he did have that cool different web effect that came with him. And he also had a whole pizza with a slice. And I thought about displaying with the pizza, but I could not figure out the best way to get him to hold the whole pizza in the pizza box. So I opted to go this route to start with. And I'm very happy with them. So this is nowhere close to their permanent home. It's just their right now home. Put the Scarlet Spider in there with the Advanced Suit and the Spider Punk up there just because that's where there were openings. But I'll probably put all three of them together the way I have those three. And you can see that I don't do a lot with the web. I do have the homemade suit one in the web, but I like putting clothes on my Spider-Man figures for some reason. Just what I like to do. But again, once the Iron Man figures are up there, I'm just going to completely redo all this. And probably put movies together, themes together or something. I'm not sure what yet, but there they go. Final package, this Nano Gauntlet. I want to show the case too. So you slid that box out of this overlay, and this just looks fantastic. You can see the glossy on it. I wondered why it would have the articulated fingers and the light up feature. I think it was the same price as that guy, but Thanos is obviously a lot bigger than Tony, so this thing is tiny to be quarter scale. You know, it's a quarter scale hand for Iron Man, not Thanos. So it is a much smaller item, so that's probably why they packed in some extra features. But the box is nice. It's got the overlay, but enough of the box. Oh, hello. Let's whip it out. I know I said enough of the box, but it's actually like felt. Yeah, you can just see as I move it. Probably because it's really glossy and shiny to help protect it, but I've never had a felt. It's not real felt. It's like our, fake or whatever. But, yeah, there he is. Let me get down the Thanos Gauntlet and we'll do some comparison. There you go, side by side. So this is the quarter scale Infinity War. Infinity Gauntlet that Thanos wore, Avengers Endgame, the Nano Gauntlet. This is, I think this would be Tony's version because I believe I have the quarter scale Hulk Nano Gauntlet as well, which I'm assuming will be more this size. It was a little bit more expensive. They do also make the full size of these, like the 1-to-1, but the full size of that guy was like $1,000. I think the full size of him may be, I don't know, $300-400. I don't remember how much these were. I think they were like $100. You know, they weren't bad. So there they are side by side. This not articulated. These fingers are articulated. I do actually have up there a quarter scale Iron Man. Maybe when I put it up there, I'll see how this looks compared to the quarter scale Iron Man's hands. But there they are. The paint and all the colors on the Nano Gauntlet are just fantastic. This one could have been shinier, I think. I think it's too dull. This was actually, I was pretty disappointed with this purchase. I think most people were. I am not disappointed with this, though. I think it looks a lot better. The colors pop. The articulated fingers. Looks like all 3 finger joints are articulated, I think. Yeah. And, you know, oh, oopsies, the shocker. So there we go. Now let's compare the light up features. There they are, the light up features on. This is the first setting, which is just all the stones on. I think that looks good. Let's focus on the new guy. With the red, it makes it look really nice. And it's just 3 AAA batteries and switch at the bottom, so it's easy to change. Then that's the other option where the different stones flash and light up. Neither of these will be on very often, just when somebody wants to see them play with them, because they'll be up there in front of Ultron. And I don't want to run the batteries out, but I think they look cool. I think I prefer the always on look better. Before I put it up there, I'll compare it to that quarter scale, at least as best I can. So up there is the Hot Toys quarter scale Iron Man 43. That's a fully articulated Hot Toys figure. I don't feel like pulling him down, but even just at that angle, you can see it's a pretty similar. This is slightly bigger, but it's also, you know, it's got the technology to hold the stones. But you can tell, you know, there's perspective there, but it's a similar size thing. But this is gonna sit up there, right by the Infinity Gauntlet in front of Ultron and Thanos, so that they can do their evil deeds. With that, that'll be the end of this week's episode, episode 50. I guess I made it somewhat special. It's a regular length, but lots and lots and lots of figures. Way more figures than we've done recently. Way more figures than I've done anything with recently. And we got some things cleaned up, which is nice. This room's looking really good. If not during next episode, when we get to next episode, I will have that complete. I may already have done it this week if I have time in the evenings. Or I may do it on the video. I'm not sure what next episode's going to be. Nobody's coming to visit. I may go. There's a couple things I'm considering doing that are in town, so it'll probably be just me. So hope you're ready for that foolishness. But until then, the good news that we've all been waiting, if you follow Dub Life and my family and friends, there's an event that we've been waiting to happen, and it has happened, and everybody's good and okay and safe, and everything's good and happy. So I'm going to go celebrate that event, and I will speak to you in the next episode. As always, squeeze it.